News in 6, making the time he has remaining count. Tonight, 22 News introduces you to a 44-year-old Springfield man with a generous spirit and now limited time because of a terminal diagnosis. He's using that time and his talent to make sure kids can ride bikes, even if their parents can't afford to buy one for them.
It gives me a real sense of purpose. I believe it's 68 bikes that I've donated out over the past couple of years. It's coming from Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York. It's spread like crazy. I get up around 4:30 in the morning. From then on up until even 11 o'clock at night, I'm repairing the bikes. 2 months ago, I was diagnosed with a neurodegenerative brain disease, and it kind of like completely rocked my world and my family's world. At that moment, I was almost at a point where I was just going to give up. But there was people that were still calling for bikes. It's easy for me to get them out in the community. All these over here are completely done. This one's going to Marianne. That one's going to Mimi. Whoever wants it, that's in a low-income situation, they can take them. The feeling that I get after I get done with a bike and give it to a kid, or I get a note back, it's well worth the time. I'm going to keep doing this as long as I physically can, yes.
And today, he surprised dozens of kids with free bikes.
It actually looks like a real motorcycle. I like it. I'm so excited. Very excited.
Bob Charlin works day and night building bikes to build smiles on the faces of children across Springfield.
The smiles on their faces were really incredible.
He's giving his time after work, before work, working late into the evening.
These children see the final product.
Is that your favorite part? Yeah.
But fixing up dozens of bikes with all these bells and whistles takes work. So let's rewind. 2 weeks ago, we first introduced you to Bob and the countless hours he spent fixing up bikes for kids.
This one's going to Marianne. That one's going to Mimi.
Despite a dire diagnosis, Bob's not letting his terminal illness stop his mission to get kids up and outdoors. Thursday morning, Bob wheeled off 35 finished bikes and loaded them up to head over to the DeBerry School. Little did he know, Springfield and state police would show up to provide an escort, and he took me along for the ride.
I'm excited to see the reactions to getting all these bikes.
How are you?
Fabulous.
And from the minute Bob walked in and the kids saw these bikes, you could see just how much it meant to them.
I'm so excited. I'm going to go everywhere and be like, look at my bike. What I like about this bike is the front here. It actually looks like a real motorcycle.
It's really exciting to see all these kids so happy. Some of them have never had bikes before in their life, so it's amazing for me to be able to do this for them.
The bikes were a total surprise, and now the kids have a surprise message for Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob.
Here's a follow-up to a 22 News story we first brought you last month. Bob, the bike man Charland, is once again donating dozens of bikes to children in need. 22 News reporter Ashley Afonso is live in Holyoke with 30 kids are getting new bikes.
Today is Bob Charland's birthday, but instead of receiving gifts, he's giving gifts to kids in need. More than a few dozen bikes to be exact. You are looking live right now inside Lawrence Elementary School, where kids in need are getting to pick out whichever bike they choose, whichever one fits them. This was all made possible by Bob Charland, a terminally ill man who has been working to help fix up these bikes to give to children in need. And he said what makes this drop-off extra special is that all of these children have experienced homelessness at some point in their lives, and that's what Bob said made this one an extra special drop-off for him. Since we first told you about Bob, people in the community have donated over 500 bikes, some of them brand new, some of them need work. Bob said he's hoping to inspire other people in the community.
It's amazing because now people are stepping up and really trying to help. They're doing more. They're donating more bikes. They're coming by. They're thanking me. Hundreds and hundreds of cards and letters we've received over this. It's bringing the community out to show that one person can make a change.
We're loving this story. Dozens of Holyoke school children will start their summer vacations with brand new bicycles. 22 News reporter Cy Becker was there when Bob the Bike Man Charland continued to bring joy to deserving children across western Massachusetts.
22 News has been following Bob Charland's compassionate mission for months. Bob, who suffers from a degenerative brain ailment, decided to devote his time to repairing bicycles and delivering them to children who couldn't afford a bike. The reason? To get kids enjoying the outdoors.
Bob the Bike Man surprised a 10-year-old girl with a brand new bicycle tonight after hers had been stolen last week. State and local police made up a convoy to escort Bob from his garage to the little girl's home in Springfield. He surprised her with a bunch of bikes, allowing her to choose one for herself. Her bike had been stolen while she was on vacation with her grandmother on Cape Cod last week. Bob saw one of her missing bike signs in the neighborhood, and he wanted the help.
This little girl's lost a lot in her life already, and now for something as simple as a bike that she loves to ride to be stolen, you know, that's where I come in. I do bikes. I love helping the community, so that's what we're going to do.
Bob the Bike Man came through, and a lot of neighbors who photographed her little sign and got her a bike.
That's what I do. I do bikes, says Bob.
The man who has given so much to the community was awarded for his generosity today. The Springfield City Council recognized Bob the Bikeman Charland for his contributions this evening. Bob is terminally ill and has devoted whatever time he has left to repairing and donating bikes to kids in need right here in western Massachusetts.
I was totally surprised. I mean, I know a lot of people have been interested in the bike program. You guys personally have done a lot of coverage on it, but I didn't think anybody was going to recognize all the other things I've done throughout my life.
Bob may be known for his bikes, but he has many contributions to be recognized for, from teaching at the Willie Ross School for the Deaf to coaching his daughter's softball team.
Nah, you're joking, right? Nah, bro. It's all you, big guy.
17-year-old Zachary Thero had his beloved BMX bike stolen 2 weeks ago after losing his mother several years ago and his father struggling with health issues. Thero said the loss of his bike was difficult to accept.
It was how I passed time from everything that's gone on in my life, and for it to get taken away from me, it really did hurt me, and it has changed me as a person, and people have told me. It means a lot, and it really does mean a lot that there's good people out there.
Thero had his backpack and school supplies stolen as well. And when Bob the Bike Man Charland found out, he rallied his group of volunteers to help.
We were able to get 29 BMX bikes together, and then my volunteers went above and beyond, went to department stores to get them gift cards, clothes, more school supplies. AAA stepped up and got him a new backpack.
Thero said he was shocked by the surprise caravan of cops, bikes, and gifts Charland and his team brought to his home in Chicopee Wednesday night. Back on a bike for the first time in weeks, Thero said it could be the beginning of better days ahead.
I've believed in good karma for a while, and not a lot of good things have happened recently. And when I believe in it now.
Bob isn't through yet. He'll be bringing more bikes and smiles to students in Chicopee next month. In Chicopee, Haley Crumple, home 22 News.